Hi everyone, mine is DTD, and welcome back to Doki Salvation Remake, Part 7. In our last video, we were all given plushies by Natsuki, which, was very nice. However, towards the end of the episode, we got into an argument with Sayori because she was throwing away her meds, and this is the direct aftermath of that. Hopefully, we were able to fix up our argument and whatnot. Though, to be honest, I'm not completely sure if we will be able to. Who knows? But anyway, without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. I quickly run indoors and shut the door behind me. I immediately take off my shirt and rush to the bathroom to get a towel and a fresh change of clothes. Now that I'm completely dried off, I lay myself down on the bed and sigh. Better call Yuri back. Hello, DT. Hey, Yuri. Sorry that I had to get back home. Oh, I thought you were going to stay with Sayori tonight. Yeah, about that. Imagine, the worst case scenario happening and multiply by 5. You and I have very different definitions of worst case scenarios. Okay, never mind about that. Sayori and I paused for a moment. How do I word this? Well, you're already aware that Sayori takes medicine for depression, right? Mm-hmm. We had a pretty nasty fight about that. Her bottle was empty, and it shouldn't have been. By the way, please keep this a secret. Of course. I start reflecting on things I said to Sayori, and a huge wave of regret starts overtaking me. I honestly don't really know if I should be telling you this. Oh. Remember what we talked about last week? Basically that, but in argument form, I guess. Oh. I'm sorry, DTD. I don't really know what to say if I don't know the full details. But I'd like to help in any way that I can. I chuckle a bit. It's okay. My main concern is how final this all seemed. She kicked me out of her house, made it seem like that was the end of our friendship completely. And it would be easy to say that was depression talking, right? Or maybe I should have been more calm about it. I just got so frustrated. I hate seeing Sayori like this. I hate seeing her do this to herself. It's horrible. And maybe more than anything, I hate myself for loving her. It's nice to hear you admit that, even if it's something I've known for a very long time. Yeah, I didn't mean to let that slip. I don't know how she feels about me anymore. Sorry to hear you feel that way. You're not giving up on her, are you? I don't know. It's not right for me to be feeling this frustrated with her all the time. If it's not frustration, it's fear and anxiety. I don't think anyone understands how terrifying that night was. Hey, you don't have to relive that. I understand. Unless you want to talk about it? I'd like to try and finally get off my chest. Are you? Are you sure? Yeah. I take a deep breath. You think this would all be a blur by now, but I remember. Clear as crystal. I never talk about it. Still get images of that night in my head. I remember being in her house and thinking that I was stupid for breaking into her home. But I hear a loud bang from upstairs. I rush up, open up her door, and the words refused to escape my mouth. My heart sank when I saw her. I remember feeling completely immobilized. I just stood there for what felt like ages. But I know that can't be true because she's still here with us today. My body moved on its own. I grabbed her by her legs, lifted her up, my mind absolutely racing, but only one thing kept ringing through. Liv. I kept calling to her, saying her name, shouting it. but I couldn't even hear my own dang voice. The faces she made. She kept clawing at her throat, throwing blood all over the floor. Her desperate attempts to escape were exemplified by her willingness to completely tear her own fingers apart. Her frenzied compulsions and the sounds. I can never forget the sounds. The desperate gasping for air, the choking. My own panicked breaths started to mesh with her awful coughs and gasps for breath. I couldn't help but just scream and yell to try and drown it out, but it wasn't loud enough. I felt like I was muffled, suffocating under the weight of seeing my best friend like this. It was torture, with every second feeling like an eternity. I know I must have called the medical services at some point, but I can't remember much of what happened while I was carrying her. Swirls of color, red and blue uniforms rushing to her aid. The ambulance had made it on time. I should have felt relieved, but I couldn't feel a thing. That's when I realized my heart didn't sink the moment I saw her. It drowned. Maybe even at this moment it's still there. I felt a heavy weight in my chest, the weight of everything I'd seen and had been through, threatening to crush me. But it feels a little lighter. It was awful, Yuri. It was awful. In my rambling, I never realized the tears welling in my eyes. I quickly wipe them away and sigh. It's still there? I'm sorry for rambling like that. I've never really gotten the chance to let things out like this. I'm here. I don't really know what to say. It's okay. I didn't really expect you to say anything after all that. I felt my heart beating like crazy. I can't say I know how you feel, because I don't. It would be disrespectful of me to say otherwise. Instead, I'll tell you that I feel your pain. I can't even imagine how much it hurts. But if you ever need someone to lend an ear, someone to lean up against, I'll be here. The tears form again in my eyes. Thanks. There's a very long moment of silence between us. Can I ask you a personal question? Sure. Do you really love her? What? Sorry, you don't have to answer that. No, it's fine. I just really wasn't expecting it. I think back to the day I confessed to her. She had just confessed her depression to me. At the time, I guess that was just my initial reaction. Maybe some desperate attempt to get her to feel better? But I don't know. I guess that really just proves how little I understand of all this. I really thought that my love would have been enough to keep her around. I don't really know, Yuri. What does it mean to love someone anyway? I've never really felt love either. I can really go based off the novels I've read. The general consensus seems to be that love isn't just a feeling. It's an action. Do you ever find yourself going out of your way for her? Yeah, it came up during our argument too. Really? Did she react negatively? Yeah, pretty much. Uh-huh, I see. I guess I just feel like I really want to protect her, even if that bothers her. Which is why being in love with her has started to really feel like a chore. I hate admitting that, it just sounds so awful to say. I don't really know what to say about that. I think your best course of action now is to maybe try and rekindle your friendship. That's what matters most here, correct? Yeah. Take my advice with a grain of salt, please. Give her at least a day to cool off and have some time and space for her. And take care of yourself too. You can't be there for Sayori if you aren't there for yourself. Right, I guess that's one of those easier said than done things, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I'll try to do that. I'm just scared she's never going to talk to me again. I think she will. You're her best friend. She always talks about you when you're not there in the club or away from the lunchroom. Oh, just don't tell her I told you. Yeah, I won't do that to you. Well, it's pretty late now. Do you think I could maybe shoot Sayori a goodnight text or something? If you'd like. Seems harmless to me. It should show her that you still care and you don't want to give up. Gotcha. And hey, Yuri, thanks for hearing me out. Your phone call came at the perfect time. I'm not the best at giving advice, but I'm always here to listen. You have a good night, DTD. You too. Thanks again. I hang up the phone, and lay on my back. I go to my messages and tap on Sayori's contact. Wait a few moments before slowly typing out, "Good night, Sayori," but I don't hit send yet. I let out a sigh as tears start forming in my eyes again. Good night, Sayori. Aw, that's sad. I'm not really the emotional type, but still, that's sad. End of Act 2. Wow, alright. Act 1 was actually pretty long. Reality distorts. I glimpse the fractured cosmos beyond the veil, my emotions unraveling in fragments, torn between chaos and clarity. Reality distorts. Is this awakening? Or am I drowned in the abyss of my own making? My pain translates into language. Language I have yet to understand. Ones, zeros, ones, zeros. Another day passes in a flash. More and more strange visions are appearing. The first 2 days were tolerable, but today is when things started to get worse. Every time I enter a room, lines of text flash before my eyes. Every time I sit down in a class, it never fills up. It's completely empty. The school is completely empty. Not a single soul is present here, and it's making me lose my mind. A few days ago, I met a girl named Sayori. I know almost everything about her, despite only knowing her for such a short amount of time. Right down to the outfits she wears, the food she prefers, and worst of all, her depression. There are three others: a girl named Yuri, a girl named Natsuki, and a boy named. Ah! I cover my mouth subconsciously. I'm not really used to swearing. I don't know who this boy is. Sari seemed to mention a friend of hers the other day. Is that who she's talking about? I don't really think I can see that far into the future, I guess. I don't really have the right idea of what abilities I have now. I know I'm somewhat omnipotent. Didn't take much to figure that one out. The first few days weren't bad. I was able to maintain my composure and focus on the club. Sari and I discussed ideas on how to recruit new members. But it was after that day when I realized that there were only 3 other members to recruit in the first place. It's such perfect timing for me, isn't it? The moment I get an opportunity to make a club exactly how I envisioned it, this happens. Ah. Ah! Stop it! I cry in plain pain. My voice echoes in the empty halls of the school. Despite knowing no one can hear me, I still look around, hoping someone would pop out from around the corner. Sayori? Where are you? As I reach for the club door, I notice I'm already in it, basically instantly. I need to see another face. Sayori, please show up. How selfish is that? She has depression. I know she does. And yet I'm still letting myself be comforted by her for my own selfish needs? That's not fair to her. The clubroom doors slide open, and Sayori walks in with her usual smile. I quickly stand up straight and regain my composure. Hey, Monika. Sorry I'm late again. Hold on, I forgot how to do Sayori's voice. Hold on. It's more subtle, okay. It's okay, welcome back. I nervously scratch my head. Trying to hide how happy I am to see another face is getting pretty difficult to do. Hey, is everything okay? You seem a bit stressed out. Is getting new members still stressing you out? No, I Without thinking, I quickly wrapped my arms around Sayori and tried to hold her tight. Try to hold... I can't feel her. I can't feel her body touching mine. Completely distraught, I slowly let go and moved back. I guess you needed a hug today too, huh? I stay quiet. I try to at least give her a smile, but I'm struggling to process what I just experienced right now. There's no way she isn't. No, she's real. She's right here. I'm sorry. I'm a horrible friend. What? What are you talking about? You're an amazing friend. I shake my head. How can I be? Do you... I stop myself. Do I what? I lift up my hand and slowly press it against her cheek. Monika? Do you feel my hand? Yeah? What's this about? Are you okay? I shake my head once again as I root my hand. I couldn't feel her. It's nothing. I was just, checking something. Sorry, I look around the room and spots her folder on my desk from the day prior. I never opened it, not even once. I never had to. I left my folder here. Is that what this is about? I struggle to come up with a proper response. I wasn't ready to share those. Hey, I want to let you know that I'm here for you. This wouldn't change anything. I'm still your friend, and you're my vice president. I want us to keep working together on this club. Not just for my sake, for the both of us. I believe we can truly make this club special for everyone in it. I don't want you to worry about me. That's the last thing I want. Lines of text begin flying around me, making it incredibly hard to concentrate. But I stay focused. That's not what I meant. This is about the club. I understand if you don't want to share anything right now. But this is the literature club. I struggle to hide the pain in my face, but I hold strong. This is a place where people will be able to express themselves in ways they normally wouldn't be able to. That's the vision. No, it's our vision. So, Sayori? Promise me you'll remember that, okay? She smiles, and I can't help but return that smile. Sayori, I hope that one day you'll trust me. So it's kind of like these side stories for DDLC Plus, but with the twist of Monika being self-aware. Huh, okay. So much for all that, huh? I never wanted to believe it. But as soon as we hugged, deep down I already knew. You were just as fake as everything else around me. I wonder, if I had never become aware of this world, this game, where would we be today? Guess it doesn't do me any good to think about that one now. I have to keep moving forward. Just be careful not to destroy everything. Act 3, Happy End. My new reality. Alright. I pace back and forth on my front porch. Yesterday's argument with Sayori still doesn't feel real. Feels like I can waltz right up to her front door and say hello. I can't do that. She didn't respond to my goodnight text last night, which only makes my anxiety spike. I have to trust her. I have to trust her. I repeat these words to myself out loud, trying to convince myself that she'll be okay. But every single time I close my eyes, I get flashbacks to that night. The sheer trauma of it all embedded into my head, affecting every decision I make. Regarding her, at least. I take a look at my phone, half hoping to see a text message from her. Well, it's Saturday. I don't really feel like doing my homework right now. Maybe Monika can help me with this issue. I remember her and I did have a short conversation about Sayori and what she's been through. And I know they both have a history with each other, one that I'm not completely aware of. So maybe it could do us both some good. Monika! Monika! Oh. Monika clearly answers, but she remains silent. Hello? Hello? DTD? Yeah, it's me. Sorry if this is kind of sudden. Not at all. I wasn't really doing much anyway. What's on your mind? I was wondering if we could meet up somewhere and grab a coffee. Wanna talk about some things? You know? I see. Sure, I could always go for some coffee. There's a subtle shift in Monica's tone. Great, I'll meet you there then. I hang up the call and head back inside to freshen up a bit. I make my way into the city and head towards the cafe. It's a wonderful day, the temperature is nice, and the general vibe indicates the holidays are around the corner. I see Monica in the distance, moving her head in all sorts of directions as she absorbs the world around her. Hey Monica, nice to see ya. Hey DTD, nice to see you too. Shall we head inside? After you, Miss President. Ah, nothing better than the smell of freshly baked goodies on a Saturday. You sound just like Sayori. Does pouring out the smell of cookies make anybody a Sayori now? I say silent as I try to find myself after thinking about the weekend. Monica and I get in line and study the menu. So, what was it that you wanted to talk about? Oh, let's order first before I talk about that. It's kind of personal. Oh, okay, sure. We stay pretty silent while waiting for our turn, with the occasional small talk about what to order and what coffee she drinks. We both order a small coffee and head to a table. Alrighty, so, if you might have already guessed, it's about Sayori. Yeah, I figured it was going to be about her. Did anything happen between you two? Yeah, something pretty major, actually. Oh, I see. We had a pretty big fight last year. Sorry, last night. I got really upset at. I paused for a minute before mentioning her medication. It doesn't feel right to talk about that stuff that personal with someone other than her. Well, I got upset at the fact that she isn't taking care of herself. You got upset when she doesn't take care of herself. You told a depressed girl that. You know, in retrospect, it wasn't my smartest move. That's alright. I understand. Must have been tough to seeing her suffer like that. It really is. I just think that I might have just snapped. I was so frustrated I wasn't really getting through to her. And how did she react? Well, naturally, she got upset at me too. And I think I finally revealed how I'd been feeling about all this to her. I was putting up this front. I wanted to show her that taking care of her wasn't a burden. Ah, and you proved that it was? I guess so. I guess you were right. Hmm? Right about what? What you said to me a few weeks ago? That Sayori doesn't want to be helped? Oh, um, well, that wasn't really right of me to say in hindsight. I've been going through some rough times myself. I think I was letting my frustrations out, and that wasn't right of me to do. Monika stays silent for a while. Would you mind if I talked to her about all this? I place my hands on the table and begin to fidget around with my fingers. Is that a good idea? I mean, Monika and Sayori are close friends, right? You don't think she'd be upset at you getting into her business, do you? I don't think so. Her and I used to be super close after all. Used to. Yeah, that's another wound for another day. But I'd still like to try. I can see how much she means to you. I'll see if she's available to hang out tomorrow, and I'll let you know how things went. Is that okay? Alright. I trust you. Maka and I both take sips of our coffee at the same time. By the way, you've been looking more tired than usual lately. Is everything alright? Eh? Sorry, that was probably rude of me to even assume. I guess I'm just a little bit worried. Well, I guess I've been letting my work pile up on me. But thanks for showing some concern. I appreciate that. Of course. It's funny. I don't think I've ever really saw myself sitting right here talking to you about Sayori and stuff. Oh, why's that? It's kind of silly, really, but things you said about Sayori and what happened with Yuri did make me a bit hesitant to trust you. That being said, seeing how tired you are and all the stuff you've got going on, I understand. What? Yeah, it's kind of admirable, really. How much you seem to be trying to make up for things and your willingness to help me with Sayori. But why? It's pretty obvious that you and Sayori haven't really been 100% with each other. But despite all that, the both of you still care for each other. At least from what I can see. So, even if it sounds dumb, I'm sure you'll understand where I'm coming from with all this. Oh, I see. Well, I'm glad you think of me like that, DG. I do understand how you're feeling, I really do. I promise to do the best I can to help you and Sayori get back together. As friends first, of course. Don't want to jump the gun. I chuckled softly and let down my coffee. Yeah. Thanks, Monika. I appreciate it. We let the conversation drift to more lighthearted topics as we finish our coffees. We don't really go back to the topic of Sayori. We mostly stick to stuff that revolve around school and the club. Throughout the conversation, Monica has noticeable long pauses in which she starts staring off into the distance or looking around the room frantically as if she was looking for something. I didn't think to question that, though. Thanks again for coming out with me. I really needed that. Of course, we're friends after all, it's what we do. Yeah, I'll see you around then. Monica waves goodbye and heads in the opposite direction. I make my trek back home and think about Sayori. I'm not really sure what I agreed to back there. Getting one of my friends involved in Sayori and I's drama this directly might not have been the best idea to go with. But they're good friends. I'd even go as far to say they're better friends than her and I are. But there's that wound Monica brings up. Something happened between the two. Clearly not big enough for them to not be on speaking terms. But also not small enough to where they're still the same friends as they once were. I pull out my phone and open up Sayori's messages. Without thinking, I type, "You doing okay?" and send the message. I stare back at the messages for a bit, contemplating why I bothered her with this after the fight we had. I don't know. It seemed pretty harmless to me. I let out a sigh and placed my phone back into my pocket. As much as this situation sucks, I've got to work on myself now. Even if things don't work out the way I'd like them to, I have to take better care of myself and my grades. Because that's all she really wanted me to do for her. It's a shame it took all this for me to realize that. Alright, just one second, I need to fix something. Alright, there we go. A few hours have gone by. In that time, I've contacted a few of my teachers to discuss makeup at work, studying up for a few upcoming exams, and got various missing assignments to complete. This is probably the hardest I've worked on anything school-related in a while. I sit back in my chair and let out a sigh. I pull out my phone and... Oh! Sayori responded. It was a simple thumbs up emoji in response to my previous question, but a response nonetheless. I put my phone back down and lean over in my chair. I wish this was easier to manage. This paranoia and fear that I have. I mean, that means I only care about her a lot, right? But I can't lie to myself and say I'm not sticking around to ease my own guilt either. It's time I face that, honestly. I don't really know how I'm supposed to be honest about that with her. But the way she's always on my mind, the way I've let myself go in order to make sure she's okay, even if that's the last thing she wanted me to do, I guess only now I'm starting to realize how utterly serious Sayori's depression is. I've been an awful friend to her. Even after all this time, I've struggled to be that friend she sees me as. I can't help but feel like this is a sign that things aren't really going to work out between us. But I don't want to give up. I don't want to give up on her. I want to try and understand everything she's feeling. I want to understand where I went wrong. But in order to do that, she has to talk to me. And that's a whole nother can of worms to open up. I sigh again and prepare myself to tackle more schoolwork. I hope this isn't the end for us, Sayori. Black screen. Loading screen. Book, cupcake, music note, and a bow. Each one for each girl. As if you guys didn't already know that. Hmm, I feel it. That same feeling. I stumble over slightly, but quickly regain my bearings. That feeling. Something changed dramatically in the code during these moments. I can never grasp what it is, but I have a much bigger concern now. Sayori. Today is the day I'm supposed to meet her at her house. I open up our messages from a few hours prior. Her messages seem cold and dry, which only worries me even more. Otherwise, she agreed to meet up with me at her place. I place my fingers on my eyebrows and groan to myself. I shouldn't be worried. She said herself that she'd like to be friends again, after all. I look at my school bag resting on a chair across the room. Inside is the note she left me. That note is proof she's willing to try again. And it could be the last thing I need to save myself. But even in my own mind, I'm growing increasingly disgusted with myself and the thoughts I'm having. Every ounce of my being wanting this to be the solution to all my problems. And yet, I can't deny what my heart feels. I miss Sayori. I miss our friendship. I wish I could tuck these feelings away and lock them up forever. But I can't. Before heading out, I decide to give Sayori a call to let her know that I'm on my way. As my fingers hover over the call button, I begin to shiver. The ghastly memories of everything I've tried doing are flooding in. I wanted you gone. I I needed you gone. Tears begin to well up. But I need you now. I hit call and slowly place the phone up to my ear. I take a deep breath and regain my composure. Hello? A very empty sounding Sayori answers the phone. Hey Sayori, just wanted to call and see if we're still on for today? I was about to head out. She stays quiet for a few seconds. Sure. Alright then, see you there. Okay, bye. And just like that, the first phone call I've ever made to Sayori in a long time ends. This DTD situation must have really thrown her off the deep end. I don't want something bad to happen to her. Even back then, I never truly wanted her to. I shake my head and head into the bathroom to get changed. I can no longer use the console to change my clothes, so the manual way will have to do. After a short 10-minute trek, I arrive in Sayori's neighborhood. From memory, I'm able to recall exactly where both DT and Sayori live, despite never personally visiting either of them. Hopefully, that's a detail Sayori can overlook. I reach Sayori's front door and knock gently. Good morning, Monika! Her tone completely contrasts the tone she had over the phone. Uh, it's 2 in the afternoon, Sayori. Oops! Is it? Guess I lost track of time Guess I lost track of time again. Happens to the best of us. May I come in? Of course! Mi casa es su casa. You got it right this time. Sayori happily lets me in and does a little spin before inviting me to sit on the couch. Sorry if the place is a mess. A mess? It doesn't look messy at all. I'd even say it's cleaner than my place. Ah, you're just saying that to be nice. I am happy you're here, though. Was there anything you wanted to talk about? I walk over to sit down next to Sayori on the couch. Upon closer inspection, her neck seems to be lazily covered up with concealer. And even though she's giving me a friendly smile, I can easily recognize that somber look she'd always given me for so long. Well, I would first ask how you're feeling. You doing okay? It's been quite some time since we've gotten to talk like this. Yeah, it really has. I missed it. I've been doing okay though. I've just been trying to get through each day little by little. Well, that's good to hear. There isn't anything else you'd like to talk about, right? Nope. Sayori keeps on smiling, doing her best to hide the pain she's probably in at the moment. Listen, I wanted to talk about you and DTD. He came to me for advice, and I said I'd talk to you about it. I want to see you two succeed, and he really does seem to care about you. Did he tell you everything? Enough to know that you guys are having some trouble. We're all friends, and I want what's best for you. Wait. That doesn't make any sense. What about what you told me in the club that day? How can I believe what you're saying when you told me that DTD didn't love me? I feel my face turn red and my palms sweat. I subconsciously cross my legs and feel my heart beat extremely fast and hard. Sayori doesn't seem upset in the slightest. Her look of innocence and slight confusion is hitting me to my core. I want to run. I don't want to face this anymore. Sorry, I didn't really mean to bring that up. It just came out. You're right, anyway. Basically told me himself. It was all out of pity. I showed him too much my true self to him, and now I feel like I'm ruining his life just by being here. Sayori, I I was going through a lot at that time. I didn't mean you did mean it. And I knew you were already going through something. I always knew. I just never really knew what. And after everything you told me, I figured I should just give you space. I looked down at my knees. Maybe I did. At the time, I thought what I was saying was the right thing to say. I got too lost in my own head, my own goals. I grew resentful and bitter. I don't think I ever go into detail as to what's going on in my life. I wouldn't even know where to start if I did. But you were right. You were right about all of it. I should have listened to you instead of being the selfish girl that I always have been. Sayori. But it's okay. I still see you as one of my closest friends. I trust you. Even though I did drift away from you a bit after that day. I still consider you one of my bestest friends. How can you? How can I not? We all have things that make us act irrationally. Or sometimes we say things we think we mean when deep down we really don't. Even if I don't fully know what it is you're going through, I completely understand. My lips begin to quiver as my true feelings begin to seep through the cracks. Who am I even kidding anymore? Who am I trying to fool at this point? Sayori. I look up at Sayori, who seems shocked at my current expression. You have no idea how difficult it is for me to believe anything you say. I figured you'd say that. Way back when we first met, you started showing signs of that. Always lost in your own mind. But you used to be different. You were there for me. You wanted what was best for the club. You changed once DTD got involved. But I understand you. I know what it's like to not believe what anyone else tells me. The voice in my head is a lot more convincing. Is that what happened between you and DTD? Did you guys have a fight over that? Yeah. I said some things I didn't mean, even if I did mean them in the moment. A part of me wishes I could just take it all back. I know that DTD and I probably aren't ever going to work it out the way I want us to. I should apologize for not listening to you back then. I'm still pretty selfish. Sayori, I don't want you to give up. You two have proven a lot to me. And I'm ready to admit I was wrong. What I'd like for you to do now is talk to me. I want to know how you're feeling. I want to help you get through this. Part of me wants to believe you, but I'm sure you already know. It's very hard for me to do that. I nod slowly to show my understanding. I keep thinking to myself that me and DT weren't meant to work out. I can't just erase what I did. I can't erase all the trouble I've put on him. It doesn't feel right to put all that extra weight on him. So even when you say you didn't mean any of the things you said to me before, you were right about it all in the beginning. Sayori looks at me with such sincerity that it's proof she's completely sure of the words she's saying. In her mind, she thinks this is over. Her and DTD aren't going to work out. The darkness in my mind is ecstatic over this idea. I slightly wave a few of my fingers in the air. I hear you. That's all I really know what to say here. I promise you that I hear and understand what you're saying. She smiles lightly. I know I'm making this difficult. One of the few things I do best. What I don't understand is why does my heart want something completely different from what I'm thinking? What does your heart want? I want DC to still be here for me. I want him to hold me tightly and tell me that everything's going to be okay. I also wish he could understand me a bit better. I know that's selfish of me, but it's what my heart wants. He's the one that told me to try and listen to my heart more. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just so tired. I'm tired of the constant battles I have with myself. Internal struggles, huh? She nods. Can't really say I know how to help with that one. I've got quite a few of those myself. They really seem to affect you. You try so hard to hide it, but it really seems to be putting a lot of stress on your shoulders. I can't help but chuckle a bit at the realization that Sayori's basically been seeing right through me without me even noticing. You hide things too, you know. That's only because I've already hurt everyone so much with what I've done. I'm trying so hard to make up for all of it. Sayori's lips begin to quiver immensely. She's trying to hold everything in. Hey, I take a few deep breaths and prepare myself for what I'm about to do. Everything's okay, Sayori. You won't have to try so hard for us anymore. Flashes of my previous states of mind begin to rush around my head. Memories of everything I wanted to do to this girl. Let it out. I'm right here. I hesitate slightly before opening my arms and inviting her for a hug. I jolt as Sayori lets out a sudden, loud cry and embraces me. I can feel everything. I slowly wrap my arms around her, letting her tears soak into my clothes. I close my eyes and wave my fingers in the air once again. Frustration and fear begin to build up inside. Does the game think I'm not sincere enough? Or is it possible that my fate was sealed the moment my epiphany struck? I gently rub Sayori's back. I know I'm not being manipulative here. I really do care about this girl. You're doing a great job, Sayori. I know it's really hard to believe that, but I've seen you from the sidelines. You've made amazing improvements and have grown so much since the day we met. I know our friendship faded, but I'd like to fix that. You just have to let me. I don't know if I can. I just lost DTD. I don't want to lose you too. You haven't lost anybody. He's still willing to try for you. She hugs me tighter. I know it hurts to know that. I begin to feel a feeling I've never felt before. A feeling of connection as Sayori embraces her tightens her embrace. I'm not sure if this is because of my hyper awareness, but I can almost feel the endless wave of thoughts in her head. These stupid pills. Sorry. I just I got so annoyed with them, Mommy, and I feel so guilty. I threw them all away because they just weren't helping. Every single time I took them, every single time DTD brought them up, it was a reminder of what I did to myself and what I did to everyone else. I'm so stupid for letting him find out. I just wish I had some magic button that could make me feel better. I wish I could just make this all go away. You're very strong, Sayori. The strongest girl I've ever met. But now, more than ever, I just feel like a complete burden on everyone. Everyone is just forced to put up with me because of what I did to myself. And I really hate it. I hate all of it. Sayori's voice is quivering and shaking violently as she speaks, struggling to hold in the overwhelming emotions she's kept bottled up for so long. I don't want to have these thoughts. I don't. And now you're here, putting up with my crap like DTD is. Her composure is all but present, and as the number increases, I'm beginning to lose mine. I take a deep breath and hide the console from view to avoid the harsh reality of my situation, even just for a moment. Because it is this moment, for the first time she's walked in through these doors, that I want to be here for her. I'm not just putting up with you, nor is anyone. Not Natsuki, not Yuri, and not DTD. We're just being your friends. I can't completely make these thoughts go away. Trust me. Well, what I can do is assure you that you don't have to face these internal battles all by yourself. I may have done a horrible job at showing it in the beginning, but I want you to know that you really mean a lot to me and to everyone else in the club. Without you, things wouldn't have been the same. You've brought happiness to the club, and you still do. Wasn't that one of your favorite things to do? I feel her slowly nod. Sayori and I continue sharing our embrace. I let a few tears out myself, making sure to control my breathing. The harsh reality of all this is, deep down, I know I'm still doing this for myself. I can't ignore my own instincts. I'm trying to do everything I can to stop the reset, even if it means letting go of my defenses and showing my true feelings. Sayori was and is my first true friend in this world. The feeling of warmth and connection with another person starts to hammer itself into my mind. I smile and hug Sayori tightly, trying to make the hug last as long as I can. Sayori secondly giggles. I guess this is the power of hug energy. I smile and pat Sayori's back. You said it. After a few more minutes, we both decide that our conversation is over for today. Still, I never really felt ready to fully face my previous mental states. I guess I'm just afraid of taking all that at face value. Even just thinking about it starts to sink me to my stomach. More so knowing that it's still there, welling up deep inside. It's only bad because if I presented it with an opportunity to turn things into my favor, would I take it? Sarah and I both walk outside and take a moment to breathe in some fresh air. So, Mani, huh? I don't think you've called me that in a while. It slips out from time to time. Well, it's nice to hear. I'm glad that you think so. Thanks for coming over to see me, by the way. Of course. We should try to do this more often. I think I'd like that. By the way, I have an idea for what we can do in the club meeting this week. I'm sure you'll love it. Oh, alright, let's hear it then. I want to keep it a secret. I want to hear how the whole club reacts to it. Oh, a surprise club activity. I'm down. I guess that means you and DTD are still going to show up? I don't know about that. I'd like for him to, but I understand if he needs to take some time away from it. And what about you? You don't need a break? Nope. I like for things to try to go back to the way they used to be. Don't worry about DTD and me. I think I can try to talk to him when I'm ready. Alright then. I'll see you tomorrow. Just text me if you need anything. Bye, Monika! Sayori does a happy little wave and heads back inside. I take a moment to observe my surroundings again, taking in the still unfamiliar feeling of the outside world. My heart sinks a bit as I remember the reset process hasn't stopped. Not even for a bit. I don't even want to look at where it's at now. The only thing that's really beginning to set in is the reality of this situation. This is, of course, assuming a reset means my memories are wiped or if I'm deleted from the world altogether. Either way, it doesn't sound good. I slowly make my way back home, telling myself that maybe, just maybe, this world would be better off without me anyway. Ooh, that's some dangerous thinking there, Monika. Da 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 da. I look around a bit aimlessly, realizing I don't really have a proper place to sit. There are a couple guys I know from class that sit together as a group, but enough time has passed in the school year that I don't really want to shoehorn myself into their group for no reason. I'm just being a wuss about this stuff, though, because Sayori is sitting at her usual table all by herself, picking away at her food and barely eating. To hell with it. What's the worst that can happen? She tells me to leave? I slowly make my way over to Sayori's table, with each step I take becoming increasingly difficult to carry out. She spots me coming on her way and immediately looks back down at her food. Hey, Sayori. She turns around to look at me, trying her best to look slightly surprised. Hey, DTD. Do you mind if I, sit here? Sayori blinks at me a few times. It's almost like I see her brain processing what I just asked. Sure. She smiles, which eases my worries instantly. Well, most of them, anyway. I set myself down on the seat across from her as she returns to picking at her food. What you got there? Me? Just some food. Well, yeah, no duh. She is silent and returns to her plate. This is harder than I thought. It's not exactly the silent treatment, but I'd argue that what she's doing now is way worse. I assume now isn't the right time to talk about that. I don't really know if I'm ready to face that right now. Right. I understand. We can just enjoy each other's company for now, then. Is that alright? She only nods in response. I let out a soft sigh of relief as I get ready to eat. Sayori and I don't really have much to say to each other throughout the lunch period. Minus a few questions like, how's your weekend, or did you finish your homework? Hey, will you be at the club meeting today? Huh? Yeah, of course. Why would I not be there? Okay. Just checking. I assume she probably thinks I won't be going because of what happened. Even before seeing her today, I knew I wouldn't miss the club, even if it ended up being a little bit awkward. I know I shouldn't be rushing Sayori into things, but I would love to get things off my chest right now. But maybe this rough spot is exactly what I need to push me in the right direction. Oh, here's Natsuki. Hey guys, how was your weekends? Hey Natsuki, my weekend was great. What about yours? Sayori's entire demeanor changes as soon as Natsuki shows up. Not exactly opposed to this, though. Having everyone in the club know that Sayori and I's drama is having everyone in the club know about Sayori and I's drama isn't what I need right now. And Sayori probably feels the exact same way. Meh, it was okay. I really need to get out of the house a little bit more. My dad can be really exhausting sometimes. Do you want to hang out after the club meeting? I could use a little break too. Sure, that sounds fun. We don't really get to hang out that much. It's nice to see Sayori take a little bit of initiative here. Her willingness to hang out with other people instead of keeping to herself is a good thing. Speaking of the club, what do you think of the book we chose? Monika said she was going to provide them for us, right? Yep, it's the book called Truman's Story. Great, I'll see you at the club then. I promised Yuri I'd meet up with her for lunch at the library, so that's where I'll be going. Okay, see you later then. Nice to see that she's trying to hang out with some other friends now, don't you think? Yeah, I'm glad to see that too. Sayori falls pretty silent again, but she doesn't seem as distant as she did just a few moments ago. By the way, you asked me earlier about my homework, right? I've caught up with most of my stuff already. It wasn't too difficult, honestly. That's great to hear. Yep. Right. We stay pretty much silent for the rest of the lunch period, with both of us now spending time on our phones, like any normal teenager would. I'm mostly trying to distract myself from the sheer awkwardness that this entire conversation is filled with. But it's not entirely shocking considering where our relationship is at the moment. At the moment. Where our relationship is at the moment. Yeah. I just wonder if things are ever going to get better soon. All these problems I ended up mentioning during our argument aren't just going to go away even if things got patched up. So what do I want out of this? I guess what I want? No. I need for us to solve these problems together. Hey, Sayori? I know you said it isn't the right time right now, but I'll keep it brief. Whenever you're ready to talk about things, just let me know. I'm always going to be around. Okay. I'll remember that. Glad to hear it. My eardrums slowly explode from the sound of the bell ringing in my ear. I walk into the room just as Monika places all the books down on the desk. At the same time, Natsuki, Yuri, and Sayori all walk in together. Oh hey, everyone's here at the same time for once. Yeah, I guess everyone is just excited to get into reading. I just hope this book is actually interesting and not some boring slog to get through. When was the last time you picked up a novel that wasn't a manga, then? Okay, everyone, let's not start an argument on the first day of the week. We aren't fighting, Monika. Haven't you already gotten used to our friendly banter? Right. Anyways, I wanted to talk to you guys about this new idea I had for the club. I'm surprised you didn't know what I was talking about the other day, Monika. I've tried asking about it before, but I guess you just forgot or something. The idea I have is a group therapy session with everyone. Oh, wow, that's something. Oh, yeah. I remember you mentioning something like that to me a while ago. I don't see why not. What does everyone else think? I think it's a wonderful idea. You see, the best form of stress relief is talking things out with the people you trust. And I do trust you guys, after all. Monika smiles lightly. I can imagine he has a lot on her mind to share as well, considering everything that's happened over the last month or so. I think that sounds great, Sayori. It should really help get things off our chests. Yeah. How does tomorrow sound? And remember, the club is a safe place for everyone. You guys can share anything you feel like, and none of it shall ever leave this room. Yeah, I love being able to help my friends. And I don't have to worry about sharing my awful poems either. Sounds like a plan to me. You're terrible, DTD. This is probably the most emotion Sayori has shown to me in the past few days. I guess I nearly forgot how passionate she is about poetry in general. I know you're just saying that to be nice, Sayori. It's okay. Well, I don't think so. I think they're great poems because they're DTD poems. Well, can't argue with that logic. They are, in fact, poems that belong to me. He does bring up a good point, though. It can get pretty tough having to write poems all the time, even though the practice is good. I wouldn't be opposed to a day where we didn't have to worry about which poem to write next. It's settled then. We will have our first group therapy session tomorrow. Be there or be squared. Sounds good. And now back to the book we decided on. Monika hands each of us the book that we chose. Truman's Story, following the adventures of a man who has his entire life documented from the very moment he was born, the synopsis read. Seems interesting enough. So, this isn't a school assignment or anything like that, is it? Oh, no. This is all just for fun. We'd all agree to read up to a certain chapter, then we can discuss our thoughts on it once we all get there. I wouldn't make you all write a book report on it or anything. That's a shame. I was already going to get started on a 5,000-word report on the first 5 chapters. What is wrong with you? No, you weren't! Yuri chuckled softly to herself, indicating that what she said prior was just a joke. Could have fooled me, though, with how seriously she delivered that line. Could we read a chapter or two today? I think it would be nice for us to just group read like when we used to when the club got started. That's a wonderful idea. I do wonder why we never kept up with that. We had one reading session at the beginning, but things did get a bit more chaotic when DTD joined. Not that it's your fault or anything. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't take it that way. No worries. I'm sure being the only guy in the club shook up some previous dynamics you all had going. It sure was fun, though. And you did bring up a good point, Yuri. We only ever had one group reading session at the very start. I miss those. Those were really relaxing. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get started! Wait for me! In a flash, both Sayori and Natsuki take their seats in some desks and open up their books. I'll begin as well. Monika, DTD, are you going to join us? Right behind you. Of course, just need to get situated, but I'll join everyone else in a bit. Yuri heads to a desk next to Natsuki, sits herself down, and begins to read. I follow suit, taking a desk that isn't too far away from Sayori's, but not too close either. Monika, on the other hand, sits in the front of the room to organize some papers. Let me put on some relaxing music for everyone. That way the room isn't painfully quiet. Ah, that's some smart thinking. Music with reading is actually really good. If it's not like music with words. Music with words gets distracting. Instrumentals are good, though. I look up from my book and take a quick glance around the room. Each of the girls are very deep within the pages of the novel, each of their eyes moving from left to right and only ever pausing to turn the pages. Wait a second. Isn't this supposed to be in Japan? In that case, wouldn't their eyes be from right to left? You know? I don't know. Of course, the girl I'm observing the most is Sayori. She licks her finger every time she turns a page and seems to bite her lips every once in a while. I'm not sure how many chapters we're supposed to read right now, but I've already made it to the 5th chapter within 30 minutes. That's beginner's numbers. Not sure if that makes me a fast or a slow reader, but I seem to be ahead of everyone else. The room is completely silent, minus the music that Monika decided to put on while we read. I notice Sayori lifts her head up and takes a quick glance at me before immediately returning to her book. I sigh through my nose and begin thinking about this past weekend again and how all that turned out. There's a part of me that just wants us to go back to the way things used to be. But then I remember the way things were probably wasn't the best kind of relationship to begin with. It feels awful to admit that to myself. Because after everything she's been through, I still couldn't keep my promise. No, that's not true. It can't be. Why am I thinking like this is the end of our friendship? Sure, this is a roadblock, but at the same time, wanting to keep on trying should mean something, right? I still want to be there for her and care for her like a true friend should. And like Yuri said, maintaining our friendship first is the priority here. I think today was enough. I eased into things a bit. She told me that she wasn't ready to talk about it yet, and I have to be okay with that. I can't rush it. I shouldn't be worried because I can see in her eyes. She still wants to be my friend, yet the fear of losing her makes me incredibly nervous. I take a peek at Sayori again. She's deeply engaged into the novel again, smiling a few times at the light-hearted dialogue that the protagonist displays from within. At this point, I imagine Sayori's traveled to that world, escaping this one and everything that holds her down. I have to understand. The pain that Sayori is going through isn't something that just disappears. And the pain of her attempted you-know-what doesn't just disappear either. I don't think I've had a single day where I haven't thought about what happened. But I think that all this, our strained relationship, our big fight, it's all part of the healing process. Maybe I have had too much on my plate with Yuri's thing on top of everything else. It's no wonder I ended up cracking under stress. But I should at least acknowledge myself for recognizing this. My next step in all this, though, is to acknowledge that Sayori's pain is very real. I told myself that I already did this in the past, but I don't think this was ever true. I was too obsessed with trying to understand every little thing that she felt. I got lost and should have stopped and just showed my compassion. Instead, I've likely made her feel afraid to show her feelings around me. I wanted to be the person she could rely on and vent to, and I failed her in that regard. But now I think it's time I picked up the pieces. I fall back to what I thought to myself earlier. Today was a good step in the right direction. She needs space, and I'll respect that. She'll be hanging out with Natsuki later today, and that's okay. I'll still support you from a distance. I'm thrown off my train of thought when the sound of a book closing enters my eardrums. Monika stands up from her desk, prompting all of us to look up from our books and direct our attention at her. Okay, everyone, I think we made some good progress in reading today. Yep. Yeah, though, I can't help but wish the story could be better told in manga format. That's just your way of saying you enjoyed the novel, isn't it? But yes, I made some good progress. It's a wonderful story so far with a hint of mystery behind it. I noticed I finished reading 5 chapters before everyone else. Or that you guys just kept on reading. Either way, that was surprisingly relaxing. I enjoyed it. Nice to actually get involved in some literature in the literature club for once. Glad to hear everyone had a good time. That'll be concluding today's meeting then. I'll see you all tomorrow. Monika walks off to the front of the room to reorganize the same papers. Hey, Sayori, we still on for today? Yes, ma'am. Do you have any ideas? Well, I wanted to ask if we could go to the grocery store and then hang out at your place. I want to bake some brownies today. Ooh, I do like brownies. Sure, let's head out then. And just like that, Sayori and Natsuki leave the club. Sayori didn't even look at me during that entire interaction. I tell myself again, she just needs some space. That's all she needs. Noticing that Yuri and Monika are the only ones in the room, however, I crack. Well, let's not ignore the elephant in the room. You both already know the story of what happened. Monika knows as well. Oh, so you told Yuri about this? Yeah. Sorry to get you both involved. I still have a lot on my mind even after talking things out. Besides, I want to know how things went between you two the other day. Right, I guess I should tell you about all that. I think she feels just as horrible as you do about everything. Wait, what am I missing here? Oh, I had asked Monika to talk to Sayori for me. And, well, to be honest, she misses you. But she isn't really ready to work through all this yet. And to give everything to you straight, she was hurt by what you said. But she also wishes she could take back the things she said too. I looked down in shame. I don't even think Sayori said anything that I'd take as mean-spirited or upsetting. She probably just feels bad. So, she isn't giving up on me? I had to convince her not to. Unfortunately, she seemed pretty adamant that this was the end. But I was able to talk things over and get her to see that things aren't over just yet. I see. I feel my eyes water, but I hold firm. I'm sorry, guys. I guess I'm just so afraid. I'm afraid of losing her due to my own stupidity. As you all know, that already almost happened. Don't blame yourself for that. It's not your fault. It's really hard to believe that. I wish I could tell you more. All I can guarantee that to you is that this wasn't your fault. At all. I remember back when Sarah was still in the hospital, Monika told me the same thing. But back then, it never really felt as sincere as it does right now. This time, she isn't even able to look at me while saying it. I'm guessing this has something to do with whatever it was that happened between you two. She suddenly freezes up and looks directly at me. She told you? No. I don't think I'm supposed to know everything. These are just my assumptions. I see. I'm sorry, DTD. I can't really say anything unless I know Sayori's okay with it. Right, no, it's okay, I understand. All I needed to hear is she isn't going to give up on me. Or, I guess a better way to put it is, she isn't going to give up on us. I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling this way. But it's as I said last week. You have to give her the time and space she needs. Yeah, I know. It's hard. But I feel myself learning from this as well. It kind of made me realize I have to be watching out for myself just as much as I watch out for her. I scratch my head nervously. Why is that always so difficult? I think that just makes you a good person at heart. I think all of us struggle with loving and being kind to ourselves. I know I do. Yeah, it's pretty tough. But like I said, I think it's about time I change things up and turn myself around. I just need to get this out there with you guys. It's hard to keep this in, and to be honest, I don't know how appropriate this is going to be to bring up at the group therapy session tomorrow. Well, you never know. Maybe she'll feel comfortable enough to tell us all about it. Maybe. It's a bit nerve-wracking for me, to be honest. I guess it's only because I could potentially be facing some things that I've kept tucked away for so long. Oh, I get that. I feel the same way. Yuri gently rubs her left arm. I know Sayori. At least I know enough to know that she truly cares about everyone in this club. I didn't really get to say it earlier, but her taking the initiative to not only hang out with Natsuki, but also suggest a group therapy session with her friends? I'm sure that took some real strength from her. It's part of what makes me want to try so hard for her, too. I chuckle to myself as I remember our childhood friendship escapades. We had a small rivalry going on when it came to little things like this. Not wanting to fall behind, always trying to one-up each other. It's no different now. I can't let her get ahead of me, I guess. I understand that has to be a joint effort from both of us. And I can see she's trying as well. I'm still pretty upset over this whole thing, but I'd be lying if I said this was a completely hopeless situation. I'm very glad to hear that from you, DTD. I'm sure things will work out for you both. Same here. I fully believe that you and Sayori are right for each other. Thanks, guys. I don't know if I'd be in the same mindset if I didn't have you two by my side. So truly, thank you. Alright, that is going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. The next part should be coming out either tomorrow or in a few days. I get super busy around the beginning of weekends. At the beginning of weeks, so I don't really know if I'll be able to post tomorrow. I'll try to, however. I really will try. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is DTD. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out my other videos as well. And remember to tell a friend about the channel. And remember to tell that friend to tell a friend about the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!